Tony and Julie Wadsworth had sex in Parkland. Two former BBC radio presenters had sex in Parkland in full view of a group of teenage boys, a jury has heard. Tony and Julie Wadsworth are also accused of indecently assaulting underage boys between 1992 and 1996. Mrs Wadsworth, now 60, encouraged boys to engage in sex acts with her while her husband, 69, acted as lookout, Warwick Crown Court heard. The couple, of Old Mill Lane, Broughton Astley, Leicestershire, deny indecent assault and outraging public decency. See more from Coventry and Warwickshire areas here. Opening the case against the pair, Miranda Moore QC, prosecuting, said the couple had sex in the open, knowing and taking delight in the fact that young lads were watching. Flashers Mac. Some of the couple's alleged victims claim Mrs Wadsworth was variously dressed in a Flashers Mac trench coat, white high heels, stockings, suspenders, and a split skirt at the time of the offences near Atherstone in Warwickshire. Miss Moore said, not only did they have sex in the open, but they did it in the open, knowing and taking delight in the fact that young lads were watching, and they encouraged the young lads to view the sexual encounters. The boys at the time were all too young by law to be participants in any sort of sexual activity. Julie would encourage one of the boys at a time to engage in sexual activity. Julie was doing the activity, but Tony was there. He was there to watch in line of sight, usually, to act as a lookout or minder for Julie. Hanky-panky. The alleged activity involved 7 boys aged about 14 and one aged 11, the court heard. Miss Moore alleged 2 trans-CHES of victims emerged after a complainant went on a child protection course and realized what had taken place in the 1990s was not right and not appropriate. One alleged victim came forward after hearing a news report about 2 presenters being charged with offences dating back to the 1990s. The man then researched details of the couple and recognized Mrs Wadsworth as being the woman who had had a sexual encounter with him when he was aged just 14. Another alleged victim alleged he had sex with Mrs Wadsworth on up to 15 occasions. The court heard that both defendants denied any wrongdoing in police interviews. During her police interviews, Mrs Wadsworth said she had got a bit frisky on the odd occasion and engaged in outdoor hanky-panky with her husband to spice up their sex life. The trial was told that her husband told officers he had not had sex with his wife in view of boys and had never acted as a lookout. The couple have both worked for BBC WM and BBC Radio Leicester. Mr. Wadsworth denies 10 charges of indecent assault while Mrs. Wadsworth denies 12 charges of indecent assault. They both also deny 5 counts of outraging public decency. The trial continues. Source: www.bbc.com